Let's now continue with more news on the electoral day taking place in the U.S. Let's go with our correspondent, Camelo, for more information.
Hello, greetings from New York City. Today is election day for the mayoral race in New York City. And let me tell you that this election day is very special for New Yorkers, as several circumstances converge that are affecting not only the city but also the country. We're talking, for example, about immigration, with massive raids that have terrorized the immigrant community, a government shutdown due to budget disagreements, and also economic inflation that is hardly hitting the pockets of Americans, especially New York residents, considered one of the most expensive cities in the world to live in. While in the midst of this atmosphere, three candidates are competing to be the new mayor. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is running as an independent after being defeated in the Democratic primaries by Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani, who is the Democratic candidate in this election. And for the Republican Party, there is correspondent, who is last in the polls. And speaking of polls, the most recent survey conducted by Quinnipiac University places Zohran Mamdani in the lead with 43% of the electoral preference. In second place, Andrew Cuomo with 33% and correspondent with only 14% of New York support. Zohran Mamdani, according to all predictions, is going to be the next mayor of this city. The 34-year-old politician has been a phenomenon in these elections. Although representing the Democratic Party, Mamdani defined himself as a social democrat, with government proposals aimed at protecting and benefiting New Yorkers with fewer economic resources. He proposes freezing the rents of the more than 1 million rent-controlled apartments in this city. That is people who pay an average of between $800 and $1,600 for a one-bedroom apartment. Currently, the rent for an apartment of this type costs up to $5,000 per month. In addition, Mamdani seeks to provide New Yorkers with free transportation and child care, in addition to raising taxes on the city's wealthiest residents, people who earn over $1 million per year. All these proposals have earned Mamdani majority support from both young and older people who have bet on his novel and revolutionary ideas. But not everything in these elections is rosy, because being social democrat has earned Mamdani threats from President Trump to revoke his U.S. citizenship and deport him to Uganda if he wins these elections. And even more, Trump has said that he will seize power in the city by force to prevent socialism from taking over New York City. On the other hand, former Governor Cuomo, who has been out of the public life since 2021 when he resigned from his position as a governor due to allegations of sexual harassment of subordinates and the alleged manipulated figures of deaths in nursing homes during COVID-19, all these legal problems have reduced his support among the population. However, in the last few hours, President Trump also gave his support to Cuomo in a desperate attempt to win the city hall of the so-called Big Apple. Early voting began on October 25th and ended last Sunday, November 2nd, with a record number of 735,000 voters, among whom, according to the New York City Board of the Elections, the number of young people increased. The polls open at 6 a.m. and will close at 9 p.m. We'll be closely monitoring what's happening during this election day to bring you all the details. That's the information I have from New York. Back to you in the studio.